Fear. It's the #1 killer of dreams. Today's episode is all about how to combat that fear. Fear is present. It is always there. It's been there for ages, and it was designed to protect us from getting eaten by tigers. We know this. We also know in our minds that we are afraid of things with the same gusto of being eaten by a tiger. And guess what? That's not the case anymore, unless you work in a zoo, and that's a whole different ballgame. So most of you and me do not face the fear of getting eaten by a tiger. We also don't face the fear of being left out of a group of people and not being able to survive because of that. Back in the day, when tribal life was critical for survival, we had to worry about being ostracized, having different ideas. Oh, thank God I wasn't born back then. Or for speaking out or saying something against the tribal leader. These are not our issues today, but the fear of public speaking is still there. The fear of being eaten by a lion is still there, but they happen in different scenarios. The key to facing our fears and actually overcoming them is by stepping into them. Let me give you an example. I am an island girl. I'm an ocean girl. You know I love the beach and the water and being in on or under the water. But let me tell you, I have a fear of drowning. And maybe that came from my near drowning incident when I was a little girl. My sister pulled me up from underneath the waves and saved my life effectively. Thank you, Lynn. But I have this fear of drowning. It just is. Do I swim? Yes. Do I kayak? Yes. Do I sail? Yes. Do I do all these things? Yes. But I still fear drowning. So what did I do? Back in 2005, when I lived in Belize, I actually signed up for scuba diving. Yep, I was going to face this head on. I was going to take this, drop myself into an ocean with no sides to it, and go down. And I figured, at least I got my air with me, right? So I went and I faced that fear. And let me tell you, to this day, 12 years later, still a scuba diver, that first going under the water and I actually take a breath in and I realize I'm not supposed to be able to do this. I'm not supposed to be able to breathe underwater. It's still a little freaky. But it's one of the most peaceful places I know, and it is one of my favorite activities in the water. Scuba diving has helped me overcome the fear of drowning. And partially because after I completed my training and I went to go do my first open water dive, I had all this gear on me. I had a full tank of air on my back. The damn thing weighed about 20 pounds. And by the way, they put weights in my vest. I thought, oh my God, I'm from Boston. I know what this means. You don't put weights on somebody and throw them in the water. But they did. And I had a heck of a time breaking the surface. It was so hard for me to get under the water with 20 pounds on my back, 8 pounds in my vest, and my full body weight. And I thought to myself, if I knew how damn difficult it was to drown, maybe I wouldn't be so worried about it. And that was the way I faced my fear. And that's the way I overcame what I feared the most. Now, I'm not saying just jump right in, but I'm saying take whatever steps you need. If you don't like elevators, just go up to the elevator, push the door open button, and watch the door open. Don't even have to get in at first. Next time, push the door open, step in, then step out. Next time, step in, go up one floor. Walk down the stairs, go back down. However you want to do it, just do it little by little and face that fear. When you realize that it is unfounded, when you end up telling yourself a new story, you end up feeling magnificent, and that if that fear wasn't true, what other fears aren't true? What am I missing out? What glorious experience am I missing out on that I could have if I just would expand my comfort zone? If I would just face my fear. It turns out that that boogeyman we were worried about when we were 6 years old, when you turn on the light, it's really a pair of shoes. It's your own sneakers. There's no boogeyman underneath your bed. It's the same for your fears. And I'm encouraging you to turn on the light for those and expand that comfort zone by facing those fears. That's my unconventional thinking for you this week, and I encourage you to pick a fear, small or large, and put together a process to expand your comfort with that fear. And I'd love to hear about your results in the comments below. As always, if you are enjoying these, please do subscribe to the channel and share it with anybody you know that might deserve a little bit of unconventional thinking. And until next week, go out and live that extraordinary life that you were born to live.